Well, welcome everyone, and thanks for joining me for a apparently quite a blue-looking class today. This is Daisy. She's not feeling the best, so I'll keep an eye on her. Let's take right hand in fist, please. Left hand straight. Pull back the thumb, feet together, hands together, and we press forwards. Lovely. So we're doing a wee bit of Joe Locke style Tai Chi today. Let's begin though with a little bit of warming up. Um, you can see the nursery of plants has gone. I was complaining just a little bit about it. Um, but I didn't expect Willem to take the calamondon. We had these two citrus trees there, and they were kind of part of the furniture, but he's taken them away as well. They've gone to the polytunnel. So I might ask her maybe one of them to come back. Just it's nice, a little topiary tree. So yeah. Willem is a plant person and I'm an animal person. Love plants, just don't want to look after them. Okay, let's change direction, please. And breathe. Good. We're just going to borrow from the seven stars and rotations. Because it is a Master Lock style class, let's do the first three moves from the seven stars. So let's lengthen up, please, through the top of the head. Bring the chin slightly down and back, and release and relax down through your body. Calming down. Let your toes spread. Let your weight spread across your feet. Releasing, relaxing through your body. And find all 10 fingers, gently lengthen them down. And begin open door 5. Resting level with the waistline. Check your posture, releasing, relaxing belly, hips, knees. And we roll pastry. I find this exercise particularly useful for me at the moment. Got a bit of a tight lower back. I think since I had a big fall last year, fell out of a window trying to help the neighbor break back into his house. And yeah, I have paid the price. So I have a bit of stiffness there. Thankfully, no bones broken, though it was thought for a while that I had broken my spine. But I think there's just a little bit of residual aches and pains going on in there, and this exercise really helps, as does a hot bath with Epsom salt, I must admit. Let's turn, please. I cannot speak highly enough of Epsom salts baths. It's a very old remedy, especially for athletes and people who use their muscles a lot. Uh, oh, it's amazing. And, I've heard people saying nothing works, nothing helps. I've tried everything. They live on painkillers. And when I recommended Epsom salts baths, the next week they'd say, "Oh, it's amazing, it really works." Like, yeah, it does, doesn't it? So sometimes the old remedies are the best. Good, let's change direction. Interestingly, though, there was a lady who has quite bad tinnitus, so a ringing in her ears, and she had aches and pains in her body, and I recommended the Epsom salts bath. And I think she was so startled by the fact that the bath made her tinnitus worse that she didn't even notice what it did to her body. She says, "Oh, it made my tinnitus a lot worse." Oh, I've never heard that before, but I took that on board. And the other day I had a lovely Epsom salts bath. Let's draw in, please, and float up and expand. And I have tinnitus. I mean, it's on and off. When my iron levels were through the roof, well, higher than they should have been, and I was getting all sorts of symptoms of that. Tinnitus was one of the symptoms. So it was really quite bad last year. I had a lot of tinnitus. It's not so bad now, and it doesn't bother me. But the other night I noticed I had an Epsom salts bath, and yes, my tinnitus was worse afterwards. I thought that was really interesting, but my body was so much more comfortable. So yeah, I was prepared to put up with that. I'm not sure if everyone would experience the same thing. You'd have to be prepared to experiment. Let's change direction, please. And breathe. This is, as you know, my kitchen, and it might look really clear. It might, um, but it's not. There's, all the kitchen is kind of pushed to one side for this class. Good, let's come back to center. And I'm just noticing, yeah, you can see a tray. Sorry, excuse me while I move that. Yeah, it's not quite hidden. Um, Baking tray, right? Okay, number 3, please. Ready? Off we go. Deep breath and draw in. Point to your eyebrow corners, down your face and neck, and open. Point into your body, around your toes. Make sure your knees stay in line with your legs, around your waist, and relax to center. Checking posture. Breathe down into your belly. Good, let's go again. Take a deep breath. In. Point into your body with your fingers. The fingers are like laser beams. They direct as if there are laser beams into the body. They are ways of directing your own energy. So if you think there aren't laser beams coming out of your fingers, don't be daft. No, there's not. There's not. But your own energy, your own body responds to the stimulus of the fingers, your own fingers pointing into your body. Good. One more time. Ready? Take a deep breath. Draw in. Good. And down. And round. Very good. Up the back. Around and cover center. Well done. Hug your elbows in. And if you think, well, why would pointing to my body make any difference? Well, if somebody points at you, do you notice a feeling? Even if you weren't even looking at them, you may notice, just as if somebody is watching you, you'll notice. That's because energy is being directed your way. So even people who are sleeping, if somebody watches them, after a while, oh, they'll wake up and go, huh, what are you watching? So energy can be directed in many ways, with our eyes, with our fingers, with our toes, with our voice. We can direct energy. Good. Let's do a little rotation. And this is the first movement of the Phoenix form. And this is what we're going to do now. We're going to go straight into the Phoenix form. And we're going to do it, I think, a few times, please, because we haven't been focusing on Phoenix for a while. We're really using it as a thorough warm-up. And it's a very beautiful form. I love all of Master Locke's work. In fact, I love all the Tai Chi I've ever been exposed to. I've never found a form and gone, yuck. They're all lovely in their own ways. But the Phoenix has a special place in my heart because I find it incredibly balancing. It is more, it gets more into nitty-gritty straight away, as opposed to the 7-star that builds you up gradually into complexity. The Phoenix goes straight in and is working the organ systems, the meridians of the body. Okay, how are you feeling? This exercise, great. So just as the Phoenix holds a special place in my heart, this exercise holds a special place in my heart because it helps with stomach and spleen. So they say we are what we eat, don't we? Whatever we take in as we eat becomes the building blocks for our body. It gives us our energy, it gives us our nutrients, it gives us our fiber. Great. So food-wise, it's really important that we eat well. But if the stomach and the spleen are not in good condition, then we cannot actually break down and start to absorb the very building blocks that we are given. It's like the depot sends the stuff out and then it just goes straight on by the place where you want to build and they get delivered somewhere else. So this exercise, above all, I would say, or any stomach spleen exercise above all, should be given special place in your routine because this is going to help everything else. Very good. Let's take a breath. Relax down. Lovely. And circle your shoulders, ease from your stance, check in with yourself. How are you feeling? Notice your temperature, notice how your body is behaving. I'm noticing actually it's really quite cool here today. We have stopped using our central heating after the fuel prices went whoop. So yeah, we're being a bit more frugal. So it's an open fire or nothing at the moment, or electric. So it's fine because once we get moving, it'll be okay. But I would recommend around 17 degrees, 15 to 17 degrees for training. At my parents' house, when I train in the sitting room, it's 22 degrees, and that is really quite exhausting. So check your temperature, it does make a difference. If it's too cold, your energy will be fighting you and will be trying to protect and warm your internal organs, and your extremities, no matter how much you move, will stay cold. And that is a strain. It's not good for the body. So too hot, your energy kind of leaks and it's exhausting. So find the Goldilocks temperature for your training, and your body will thank you, and your energy levels will thank you. Okay, Phoenix, please. Okay. Sorry, just found a leaf got blown in. Right, let's go. So we'll do it on both sides. Let's lengthen up, chin slightly down and back, and release, calm, relax down. Find all 10 fingers, gently lengthen them down. And we'll begin. Gently, please, you're still warming your system. You can keep high stances. is finished. Goes right. Heel tap. And let's reposition to go again. Good, so now we're going to do it on the other side. So that means the left hand scoops under first. And because we're really focusing on the Phoenix today and doing it several times, we'll do it back view first time and then we'll try doing it mirrored front view and see what happens. And that way you can check your hand positions, you can check details that you can't see when I have my back to you. And if that freaks you out, then don't worry, just come and watch and just kind of think it through. You know, you can sort of mark it, as we say in dance, sort of have a wee play. There's a lovely dog who's just walked past the screen. Okay, are we ready? So on the second side, so we lengthen up and relax down. Find all 10 fingers, gently lengthen them down. Calm down. And listen behind. Ready, start. Left hand under. Sorry. And keep going. Closing left. Very good. Very good. Okay, so take a moment, take a breath. Ask yourself, did that all go well? Were there any places that you weren't quite sure what the hands should be doing? Now is your chance to rectify that or to do a little bit of polish. So we'll come in. I keep seeing more and more cat things and things that have crept into the screen. Okay, so let's have a go. We're going to do that again. And what I will do, hello pussy, you all right? for a wee thing. Yes. You're going to do the same again, and I'm going to mirror it. So I'm going to start on the second side for me, but that'll be the first side for you. And hopefully that will be doable. So if you get well and truly confused, don't worry. It's okay. Just you can sit and watch if you like and see if you can see any little details. Even I think sometimes the full screen, the full body for a move may not be clear enough for the little details. So after we've done it twice through now, once on each side, then if there are any hand positions or details that you're not sure about, please do ask me because I can come forward, for example, and show any palm position that you're not sure about. But for now, let's just do the whole thing. And because it moves forwards, I'm going to have to start a wee bit away from you. Okay, so heels together, please, toes slightly apart, and we lengthen up through the top of the head. The chin slightly down and back. Calming down. And lengthen the fingers gently down. Are we ready? Start. So we scoop, and your right hand comes under. Your right arm up, left arm down. Good. And we're going to finish closing right for you. Well done. Lovely. It's lovely to be able to watch you while performing as well, though not to the extent of forgetting what I'm doing. So yeah, you did very well. Okay, so now let's have a look at the second side, and from then on, we can have we can sort of address any questions. Yeah. It's not long ago since I got a new computer, and the camera takes in more, so I have to move more. Out of sight. Okay, so yeah, second side for you. It's actually my normally first side for me. I'm going to try and come a little bit closer and see what I can do. Okay, ready? Calming down. Ready? And begin. Excellent, well done. And close left the second time. Beautiful, good stuff. Okay, come and talk to me. I want to see how you feel you're getting on and if there are any questions. Um, yeah, and just to mention that Master Lock actively encourages people to mirror the Phoenix. Yeah, so it's not some masters um when they're dealing with whatever material they're teaching, they may say do not mirror this. So it depends on what the material is and who is teaching it. So it's always advisable to follow your teacher's advice. Yeah. So if they say, mirror this, it's okay, practice on both sides, then go for it. And some forms, the martial the more martial end of the forms in particular are really geared, they're choreographed, the way they're choreographed for a reason, and they're asymmetrical, and therefore they should not necessarily be mirrored. So this one is fine that you can do it on one side, do it on the other side. We are encouraged to because this form is working on the meridians of the body. The meridians connect to the organs. So on the first side, we are actually following the positioning of the organs as well as stimulating the meridians. but because it's meridian based and meridians are symmetrical, whereas the organs are not, you can still do it on the other side and you're still stimulating the organs in the correct way. Okay, yes. Elaine, any feedback?
Sorry, I had to go because there was a phone call that I needed to take. Yeah, no, it was the hands, the fists, but with you doing that front view, I was able to get that, Jane. Because
Wonderful,
I
good.
forgot about the fist bit, you say, a few
Yeah.
times. But
Yes.
thank you, that helped.
You're very welcome. Yeah, there are a few places, there are a few nuances. So, for example, every time we make a fist, you see that I'm curling my fingers. Have a play with it. You can do both hands. We curl our fingers into fists. We don't just close like so. So, by gently curling, you see you're getting a bit of dexterity and it has a strength aspect as well. It gives you 4 times the strength of grip to curl your fingers one at a time. So you can apply that if you're ever pulling a rope. Curl your fingers, don't just clamp and pull. It gives you 4 times the grip. So we curl our fingers, but it's also giving us an opportunity to stimulate each of the meridians in turn. Remember, this is meridian based. So it's based on uh, stimulating the various lines of energy that flow from each finger into the rest of the body. So every time you go to make a fist, curl. And you'll notice these little movements, like in the Immortal Rides donkey. So as you're doing that, you're following a meridian in the body. There is the main line meridian goes from the heart down to the belly button, and then from the belly button splits and goes down the legs. So as we do that move, we come just below the heart. We don't want to stimulate the heart, so we come in just below the heart and we relax down to belly button as we release belly, hips, and knees. And from there, we don't split the hands, but we release as if you're sinking into a saddle and into the stirrups of your donkey as you ride the donkey. So from belly button, we release that last little bit. We think of the energy going down, splitting and going down to the feet. And that's your main central meridian. So yeah, so there's quite a lot of detail there. Also with the fist, when we're doing the phoenix spreads its wing, we drop the wrist. So it's not straight like you would do a punch. If you see that, there's my forearm. Normally, if you're punching, you want the line of the forearm to continue until the knuckles. So we don't want any kind of bend. But with this one, it is to sink the chi and it's a heart exercise. So it's a very soft fist. If you watch Master Locke doing it, he's not making a fist. He's just very gently creating this moment of hold and he's dropping the wrist. So that position is quite different from a martial, throwing a punch fist. So it's very gently curled, just for a moment, and we drop the wrist slightly to relax the heart. So there is quite a lot of detail there. And I've been saying recently to people, look through your teacher, like when I have my back to you, look through my body and see what my hands are doing. And I know that sounds ridiculous. Like, how can you do that? But I remember hearing a driving instructor. He was a friend of a boyfriend at one stage, but he was a driving instructor, and he was saying, look at the traffic, look around the traffic, look above the traffic, look below the traffic, look through the traffic. You want to see what's going on with all of your awareness. If you see a pedestrian kind of coming this way and then and then a van is in the way, you have to look through the van and go, right, well, the pedestrians come there, so I can't see them, but they're going to come out there. So I have to be careful about that. In the same way, you can play with looking, observing, noticing little nuances. Do you see how the shape of my arm is different if my palm is facing down or my palm is facing up? So you're not looking at the palm, look at the arm. And I know it's not the best background and everything, but you can see that, there we go. You can see that the shape is slightly different. And if it's in a fist, it's slightly different as well from straight. You can see that it changes what the rest of the arm is doing. So regardless of what you can see, look through. And actually, you'd be amazed once you start that game. You can do it with your family. Say, right, turn your back to me. Okay, do something with your hands. Not anything complex, but just hold your hands in a position and see if you can work out what their hands are doing. I know it seems somewhat like, oh my goodness, you're asking me to do the impossible. But the thing is, it's not impossible. It's not, what's the word? Foolproof. You'll make mistakes. I make mistakes as well. But if you're observing, if you're watching, if you're analyzing in that fine detail, you have far more likelihood of getting it right, or at least being in the ballpark. So, if I want your hand here and I have my back to you, you maybe can't see as my hand here or here, but you can make a guess because that's very uncomfortable. That's more comfortable. But whether the hand is open or not, doesn't matter that much. We want to get as close as we can. Um, so, as I say, ideally, you'd want a mirrored wall with your teacher to their back to you, but they're facing the mirror so that you can see yourself and you can see your teacher in the reflection. This is what we do in ballet. Certainly, if you're in a professional school, they have a mirror so that you can see your teacher at multiple angles at the same time, and everyone's doing the same thing. So if I turn to you and I don't mirror, so I'm doing this, but you facing me, you're pointing the other way. That's really confusing. So yeah. Anyway, very good. Tony, anything to say?
I just wanted to say to Elaine, would it be easier to start at 8:30 for you?
It might be, yeah, probably would be.
We
It's
can do,
about Jane,
Could you,
really.
Jane?
yeah,
Just, I know a couple of
yeah,
times you had to sort of dash off before the end with maybe 15 minutes. That'll make it easier.
Yeah, it would do. Yeah, if
okay.
Jane's
Yeah.
all right with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can try. The kids were enjoying having the freedom of the kitchen to make their breakfast because I wasn't chucking them out, but I can chuck them out. That's fine. I can get the breakfast things and get them ready. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, anything about the material, Tony?
No, no, I'm still struggling with the other way around. My brain doesn't really compute, but I do keep doing it. Not all the time, but I do throw it in now and again when I'm doing my morning practice.
Yeah. It is
Yeah,
useful. It is part of this neuroplasticity. So the thing
yeah,
is, working on your neuroplasticity by its very nature is not easy. And if you can do something easily, then you're not actually training your neuroplasticity. If it's easy, then you need to ramp it up and do something else that is challenging you. So, but it makes such a difference. And I've watched videos or rather adverts for neural plasticity training, where they're saying, if you forget people's name within a few seconds of being introduced to them, then you really need to work on your brain. Um, and if you've read a book and then by the next week you've forgotten it, you need to work on your brain. The thing is, I've never been able to remember names. And I think it's a dyslexic thing. I am dyslexic just as I cannot spell. And it doesn't matter how hard I have tried. But if I read a book, I'll remember it forevermore. And I'll be able to, if you quote a part, I'll be able to turn to the page and go, there it is, you know. So it's important to be able to differentiate between just aspects of your being that just don't seem to respond particularly well to training, and then just aspects of your being that can be polished and trained. So for some people, the neuroplasticity is incredibly difficult. For some people, coordination is incredibly difficult, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Chip away, chip away. But just like with me, no matter how much I try to remember names, I can't. There are methods. So there's like mind mapping. What's the word? See, I can't remember. So there's what's it called? There's some kind of, you create a sort of mind mansion or something like that, where you create stories. And yes, if I can think of a story that goes with a name, then I remember it. So that's a way. But I'm kind of going off piste here. What I'm saying is, if it's difficult, do it. If it's difficult, you need to do it. However, for some people it will be easier than for others, as with everything. And it's just a question of keep trying, keep trying. And there will be ways and means, you'll find methods that will make it easier. So what might be useful, Tony, and for everyone, is instead of trying to do the entire form from beginning to end in Mirror, take one step and do it the normal way first,
Mhm.
and then mirror it.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, and do it several times until it's kind of like no different for you or much easier on both sides. I've got to that stage. Initially, I had to think about it quite a lot when I was doing the Phoenix, but now I'm not even thinking. I'm just going through it. My body knows what it's doing. So I've got to that stage that it's no longer well, a little bit of neural plasticity for me, but it's kind of in the bank. So
Yeah.
for me now, I have to work on other things to stretch my capabilities. And that's what it's all about, is stretching your capabilities. But you don't have to stretch it to breaking point. And as I say, I think if you are pushing the boundaries to the point that you're really struggling, you'll just go, I'm not doing that. So better to find a way where it's bite-sized and consumable. You can go, yeah, I can do that. I can take one step and I can play with it. I can think my way around it, even one aspect of one step. Okay, so if I do this, then it means I do this. If I do
Yeah.
this, and then you can, okay, so yeah, so you can work on it that way. Excellent, excellent. So with a choice, would you like to try doing that with me, just taking one wee move at a time and mirroring it?
Yeah.
We'll not do the whole form, but we could do that, or we could have a
Yeah,
wee play. You want to try that?
yeah, I'm happy to try that. Yeah.
Yeah,
What,
let's.
Tony, you said yes, didn't you?
Yeah. 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 That would be great. Yeah.
Okay, let's give it a go. Sometimes having it uh, a group of people working on something like that together also gives you that wee bit, sorry, that wee bit of confidence to just give it a go. Okay, so let's go from the top of the form. We're going to do the Phoenix on the normal side, so I'll flip it first in the first instance. We'll just do the first step on one side and then the first step on the other side. So we lengthen up, chin slightly down and back, relax down. Find your fingers, lengthen them down, and we scoop. So you're bringing your right hand under first. Expand and step left. Squash and expand. Okay, now we'll just go that far. So we haven't even finished the first step. Now we'll do it on the other side. So we lengthen up and relax down. And we scoop. Now you're taking your left hand under first. And we expand, and we turn and step. And squash it down. And expand. Good, let's do it again, both sides. Some lovely footage, folks, that Willem did on various master lock moves. So I do share these videos sometimes publicly on Zoom, but if you're attending my classes live, then I'll share the bonus footage with you to play with. It's very beautiful. He did a really good job. Okay, ready? So we lengthen up. And we scoop. So your first side right hand under. Expand, turn and step. Good. If you can, Elaine, try and turn your waist a little bit more. So you're doing great. That's fine just to go as far as you have. But if you can, keep your lower body as is and turn your waist. That's it. Good. Okay. On the other side. Check posture. Relax down. And scoop. So your second side, your left hand under. Expand, turn, and step. Good, okay, so let's take it a little bit further. First side, lengthen up, relax down. And right side under. Release your back foot and step. Good, we go over and come in. And open and press. Good. Second side. Ready. And left side under. Good. And rest. And you can do that with each and every little section, and just little bit at a time. It doesn't even have to be the full sequence that you're working on, just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. It's very, very useful. Even, as I say, you can lift and just put yourself into a little bit of a silk reeling loop. Okay, some bits are easier than others, but have a play, have a think. It's funny, I often say to people when they're training, stop thinking, you're thinking too much, stop thinking. But when it comes to mirroring, yeah, it does require a little bit of thought. But what I find is very useful is what we've just done. Do it the normal side first and feel into that shape. And then even as you're in that shape on the normal side, feel into it and go, okay, now what am I actually doing here? And then see if you can replicate the shape on the other side. So it's not a question of massively analyzing, but it's more tapping into the body memory and then kind of going, okay, so if it's like that, then what would it be like on the other side? I think it's a very worthwhile little practice. And as I say, it gives you miles and miles of training, and interesting training, because you've got it in the bag, literally. You already know the form. So being able to flip it on the other side, in a way, it doesn't require a teacher. It just requires a little bit of effort. And it's investigation. It's something that you can go in and, go down the rabbit hole on your own, which I think is exciting, because so much of Tai Chi, you really do need a teacher to kind of take you by the hand and go, okay, this is what you're doing. So, yeah, so have a play with it, because I think you will find it very rewarding. Not only will you feel that you've achieved something, but you will actually benefit. The repercussions of it means that you have better flexibility of thinking, you have better reactive times, you have better coordination, you'll have more ambidexterity. The benefits go on and on. Okay, folks, let's finish off, please. We don't have time for the immortals now, so we're going to drape the wrists and we're going to bounce. And let your wobbly bits wobble. And let your bones go nice and soft. Let your wrists bounce about. Good. And relax down. And listen to your body. Feel into your system. Feel that beautiful energy bubbling away. And scoop it all up. Guide it into your center. Feeling into your belly. And feel your energy is stronger. Okay. Well done. Good stuff. Relax down. Okay, folks, thank you very much indeed. I know you have to run on. Well done. And I look forward to seeing it next time. Practice, but with fun.
Oh, thank you, Jane. That's helpful to get the hands right.
You're very welcome. It is, it is. I think it's actually getting the hands perfect doesn't matter, but it is nice to feel like, you're dotting the I's and crossing the T's. It's a feeling of achievement. So yeah, I mean, it's important to get everything right as best we can, but of all the things to get wrong, then hand positions, yeah.
It's minor. Yeah.
Yeah, it's minor. Okay, thank you so
All
much.
right.
Take care.
Thank you.
All the
Bye,
best.
Tony.
Bye. I think someone came to the door there. Anyway.
Oh, dear.
Cheerio. See
We're
you
very
next time.
popular. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Tony. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.